Okay, we are done with data transformations. Let us go to the modeling of the data. Here, modeling means creating the relationships. Before we proceed further, let us save this file. Let us save this workbook. Save as e-commerce sales. And then we will take that as e-commerce sales version 1. We have to maintain the version control. Every now and then, Power BI tends to show these kind of notifications. For some reason, maybe we can call that as a bug, or for some reason, it keeps on popping up. But you can ignore such notifications. Now let us go to the data modeling part, creating the relationships between the tables. So here is the model part. Depending on the data, automatically there are some relationships that are created. First of all, we need to arrange this. So there are some relations that are already created depending on some of the column names and all that. First, what you need to do is, let's not leave it to Power BI to create these relationships. That's not a good idea. Delete these relationships. You must create these relationships. Power BI is making some assumptions that this table may be connected to some other table based on a particular column name and all that. But those assumptions should not be left to Power BI. All the relationships, you delete them. So how did I do it? I have zoomed out. Like you can do zoom in, zoom out. You can use control, or you can use this one. Okay. So I want to see as many tables as possible. So I'll try to, later on I can zoom in, and then I'll try to put this table here, and then delete all the relationships first, one by one, one by one. Delete, delete this relationship, delete this relationship. Yes, delete. Delete this relationship. Yes, delete. Delete this relationship as well. Yes, delete it. I don't want any of the relationships to be present. Then arrange all the tables carefully, bring all the tables to one place. When you are working on real projects, it is definitely true that you will have so many tables and you have to work with them. And there should not be any confusion also in future. If someone else is working on the same project, there should not be any confusion. That is why we want to make sure that everything is perfectly handled here. So I got all the tables at one place. Now I can zoom out or zoom in a little bit. I can read them, make them readable at least. Okay, these tables. Now what you need to do is you need to divide the tables into two categories. The tables that you see here, 2019 sales, 20 sales, CA population, etc., etc. There are some tables, they are known as fact tables. There are some tables that are known as lookup tables. Fact table is a table where your data is present. A table where your data is present. And lookup table is, in that fact table, only one ID will be there. Based on that ID, you have to look up and get the extra information. Let us suppose if you have customer ID here, if you want to get the customer information, you go to customer table. So customer info is a lookup table. You have location ID here, you go to geographical data, you go to geographical data and get the geographical information related to location. So geographical data is a lookup table. Order ID is here. Do you get the order details? Okay. So if you have the actual sales, finally, whatever is the table that has the actual sales, that is our fact table, because factual information or the actual information is there. The sales information is in this table. So put that table at the top. That is your fact table. And keep all your lookup tables here in the bottom. Product information. In the sales table, you have product ID. Product information is this one. Product info is one lookup table. Customer info is another lookup table. Okay. What else are the lookup tables? Geographical data is another lookup table. 2019 sales, I'm not interested in it. Ignore that. And then sales representation, sales representative information, that is another lookup table. Okay. And then dates is there. That is also the one of the table that we have created, that is also another lookup table. We can connect this to our data as well. Dates is another lookup table. CA population is also there. That anyway we have taken care of it. We have already added that CA population data to our geographical data. Okay. Now what we want to do is, now our fact table is here, lookup table is here. Fact table is a table where actual data is there. Lookup table is a table where you can get extract additional information. Okay, I'm just zooming in a little bit. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to create the connections. Now product ID is here, and then you want to get the product information. So how do you connect them? Drag and drop on the table and on the column that it is need to be connected on. Product ID, put product ID on product ID. Okay. If you do like that, so it is one to many. One product can be sold multiple times in this data set. One product can be sold in multiple times. By the way, is it 2020 sales that I have to take? No, it's not 2020 sales. It's the table name is, what is the table name that we need to take? The table name is sales table, isn't it? It has to be sales table. Where is that sales table? Apply changes in the data transformation. By any chance, have we missed that table? Sales table. It is 2019, 2020. Where is the final sales table? Let's go here and then look at the transform data. Sales table is here. Yep, refresh. Sales, customer info, and so on. These tables are here. Close and apply. So here we don't even have the sales data set. Actually, we have 2019, 2020 sales, but there was one data set that we have created, that is overall sales data. We have attached 2018, 19, 20, all 3 years. Then we have kept it. So to enable it, what we need to do is go to transform data. If you remember, we have disabled the loading. What you need to do is right click on it, enable load. So it will enable the loading in the report. Earlier, when we are doing the merging, we did not want any random data or dynamic data. So once you are into reporting, you can say close and apply. Once you enable it, then you start seeing the, so once you say apply changes, sales data is loading now. Let's load it. Okay. Sales data is already connected to several other data sets. As I told you, do not entertain any of these relations. Delete it, delete everything, delete it. Because these are the relations that are given by Power BI based on certain assumption. And we don't want to create relations based on assumptions. We want to define our own relations. Okay. Because we have the clarity on the data just by looking at the column names. Power BI is trying to create some relations. Okay, let us increase the font size now. Okay, now if I go to product information, product ID, product info, let me keep it a little above. So product ID and product ID. So one product ID here can be found in multiple places in the sales information. That is why it is one to money relationship, this one. Okay. Then if you take the customer information, you go to the customer ID here. I can make it a little smaller. Yep, until here. And then the customer information, one customer here and one customer over here in the customer information. Let me drag it now carefully. Yep. So customer ID. One customer ID over here is connected to multiple customer IDs because one customer can make multiple purchases. Then geographical data. What I'll do is location ID, and there is some location ID here as well. So location ID versus location ID is what I'm going to do. Okay. So take this location ID and then let me just zoom out a little bit. Yep. Maybe this one I'll take it a little up and over, and then take the location ID and the location ID. If this is becoming a little tedious for you, if it is not really possible for you to drag and drop, then you can define your relations. You can define your relations using some other method. Okay. Let us see how do we define the relations. Okay. Using, let's say, sales rep ID. Here, salesperson ID, salesperson ID. What you can do is you can use manage relationships. Look at this option, home, manage relationships. And then you can say that there's a new connection that I want to add. Right now, sales customer ID, customer info, geographical product information is done. I want to add a new connection. The original table is sales table. And what I want to connect from there is, what is the column that I want to connect? Salesperson ID. That I want to connect with sales representation information, salesperson ID, and say it is many to one. One salesperson can sell in many places, or you will find many places here the same sales ID being repeated. Okay, many to one, that is close. Then automatically this will be created many to one. Even the date also, date variable with, this is a table that we have created artificially because later on in the filtering and all that it will be useful. So purchase date is something that I want to connect, purchase date versus the dates. Okay, where is that purchase date versus the date? That is also many to one. These are the relationships that we have created. Once you have created this, once again, what are the fact tables? What are the lookup tables? You need to have clarity. Lookup table is a table where the information is looked upon. Let's say customer ID is given. You look for customer related details. Product ID is given. You look for product related details. Geographical ID is given. You look for geography related details. Okay. That is a lookup table. So this is the fact table and it is connected to every lookup table. Once these relations are created, we are now ready to go to the next phase where we are going to create few more measures and metrics, and then we will get into dashboards. Okay. So that is about model of the data or creating the relationships. Okay. I'll see you on the other side.